Hey everyone, we've just made this new version of the Dutching software available to Premium Plus members. Pro users will have had access to it for a while, and we will be rolling it out to the Premium tier pretty soon. So I thought I would give you a quick walkthrough of the changes that have been made, what's different and what's stayed the same. So if you've been using the Dutching software before, this is going to look pretty similar to the previous version. It's not exactly the same, but this kind of card layout where you've got all the information presented in this format is pretty similar to before. And if I click on this, it's going to look even more like the previous version because we now have the calculator on the right hand side and the alternative options for this bit below the calculator here. The big difference that you might have noticed is that we now have SNR values. So before we only had the actual return from the Dutch. So this one is obviously an R, but if we scroll down, we've got some negative ones as well. But now we also have the SNR value. And if your priority is the SNR value, you can sort by SNR, and that's going to give you some nice options for your bonus bets. You may also have noticed these coloured dots here. These give us an indication of how recently the odds were updated. So you can see that yellow means it's 3 to 5 minutes, which isn't great. Obviously, we want things to be green, but I have had this page open for a while, which is why this data has become a little bit stale. So if I refresh it, hopefully we should see a lot more green on the screen there. So still a little bit of yellow, but mostly green. And that gives you an idea before you go to place any bets, whether you're looking at fresh odds or not. We also have two different modes with this new version. So I'm currently in compact mode, which, as I said, it looks quite like the previous version. It's also the best mode if you're using a mobile device. But if you've got a bit more screen space, you might want to switch to this table version here. Obviously, I don't have quite enough screen space, but that's not a problem because I can just move any of these columns and adjust everything to fit the way that I would like it to. We can obviously sort by any of these columns. So if we wanted to get the highest profit, the highest return option, we can do that. We can also get rid of some of the columns. Again, if you're looking for a bit more space on the screen, you can remove the sport or the date, and that's going to give you a lot more room. And again, you can move columns and adjust to your own preference. You can even change the size of the rows. We can go for the compact version here, and that's going to give us more selections presented on the same page. There's a comfortable version and then the standard version. So you've got lots of ways that you can customize it to your own personal preferences. We also have lots of filters available. So we can come into the filters. You can filter by date, sport, event, league, bookie. Within the bookie selection, we can choose a key bookie. We can choose our available bookies. And as we add filters, we can say we want both of those filters, or we can do an and or an or filter option. So we've got lots of customability within these options here. And the other big difference that we have, so let's say we're looking for a key bookie of Bet365, we want the profit to be greater than or equal to -2, let's say for mug betting. We can get that filter in place. It's going to give us all of our returns here, but maybe we use that filter regularly. So we can actually give that filter a name, Bet365, greater than -2, and we can save that filter. So that filter is now saved, and if you come in here, we can see we've got, well, I put bet greater than -2 rather than Bet365, but you can see you can save these filters and use them whenever you need. I can, remove all of them, and the next time I need it, I just come up here and click on that, and I've got my filter back. So that's obviously very useful. We also have this hide button if you've placed a bet and you don't want to see it anymore, or for whatever reason you don't want that to be coming up on your version of the software anymore, you can hide that and it's going to remove it. So overall, we've got a lot more customability. We've got two different versions, And between that and the ability to save filters, there's lots there that you'll find useful. And we are open to feedback. If there's anything that you want to add or you would like changed, you can let us know. We will be probably making a few adjustments based on the feedback we get from Premium Plus before we release it to Premium, but hopefully that's going to be happening within the next week or so. Cheers.